ladies, it's Raquel here. I was washing the dishes this afternoon preparing for the Sabbath. I thought I would just share with you a few tips of how to handle the dishes for Sabbath and on Sabbath when you have a family. Handling the Sabbath dishes really comes down to balancing three things. One, reducing the number of dishes that you're going to be using during the Sabbath, while at the same time making sure you have enough of each type of dish for the different meals that you're eating, as well as making the cleanup after Sabbath as simple and easy as possible. These tips that I share with you today on handling Sabbath dishes are either ones that I am currently doing that are helping me out or that I've done in the past. I'm going to talk about if you have a dishwasher, if you don't have a dishwasher, and I hope that they're going to be helpful to you, but I do just want to say that there can be differences of opinion in what constitutes keeping the Sabbath and working on the Sabbath. And so if I'm doing anything that would violate your understanding of keeping the Sabbath, then obviously don't imitate me in those areas. But I hope that what I do share with you can be helpful to some degree. And I'd love to hear your tips for handling the dishes on Sabbath, particularly if you have a family. Let me know in the comments and maybe we can glean ideas from each other. And let's get into my tips on handling the dishes for Sabbath. My favorite handling dishes on Shabbat tip is to go into Sabbath with your dishwasher empty and your dishes already clean. This makes it really convenient to clean up because after you finish each meal on the Sabbath, you can just rinse it and put it into the dishwasher, and then after the Sabbath, turn on the dishwasher and cleanup was a breeze. But I haven't always had a dishwasher, and even still having a dishwasher now, I don't wash everything in there, like plastics and big bowls and pots and things of that nature. So what I have done is I'll just rinse the dishes and then stack them in an organized fashion on the side of the sink. And then it looks so much nicer because it's not just your countertop filled and cluttered with dishes everywhere, but all the plates are stacked together, all the bowls are stacked together, all of the spoons and forks are together inside of a cup that's filled with soapy water, and so they're not getting crusty and hard to clean after the Sabbath. Which reminds me of another way I used to handle Sabbath dishes, which was I had this big tote on the side of my sink on my countertop filled with soapy, sudsy water, and as we'd finish each meal on Sabbath, I would just slip the dish into there so it'd be soaking all Sabbath long, and when I'm ready to wash it after the Sabbath, it was really easy to clean off because it's been soaking all Sabbath. And I still do that on a small scale. I'll have maybe my bowl that I had my bread dough in on Friday, and I didn't empty it until the very end of the day when I baked the bread. I'll just go ahead and fill that up with water and soap and just drop in, whatever it is that is not going to go into the dishwasher later on. And then for cups, I do pretty much the same thing with the dishes as far as if my dishwasher is empty, I'm going to put the cups in there right after each meal and it's just ready to go after Sabbath. Otherwise, I'm going to fill the bottom with just a little bit of water, especially if we've had grape juice, for example. That can get kind of sticky and stuck if you leave it all day. So we'll just fill the very bottom, set it to the side on the countertop in an organized manner, and it's really easy to clean up afterwards, and there's minimal cups over there. We also mostly drink water in our household, so we'll reuse the same cup throughout Sabbath. We might have a fancy glass that we're using for our grape juice on Erev Shabbat, but then for the actual day of Sabbath, everyone just has one cup that we reuse constantly. This next tip has to do with reducing the number of dishes that you use going into Sabbath and on the Sabbath so that there's not so many dishes to wash later or to have piled up on your countertop. And that is to pre-make as many meals as you can ahead of time, and then all the others, make them one-pot meals as much as possible. So that might mean for Erev Shabbat, we're going to be using the roasting pan because I'm roasting some meat with some vegetables inside. And then for breakfast, we're going to have some breakfast muffins, which I pre-made ahead of time. And so, I can go ahead and wash those muffin tins on Friday before Sabbath begins. And then lunch, I'm going to do a soup in the Instant Pot. And so there's just one dish being used for every meal. And it makes it so much easier to clean up after Sabbath when there's not, a whole mountain of dishes.
Please hit the like button if you are finding this video helpful.
Now, it's also important to consider what type of meals you are making. Are they meals that require a plate or a bowl, spoon, or fork? I like to keep a pretty minimalist kitchen on me, and so we have only the number of bowls that we need for one meal, only the number of plates, etc., etc. So what I like to do is, for example, have like a meal that's going to require plates for Erev Shabbat. Then for breakfast, maybe we're using a napkin to hold the muffins, or maybe it's eggs on toast, and so we're using the toast almost as the plate. Lunch, maybe we're using a bowl, and etc., etc. So that, you know, I'm going to end up using like all the dishes that I have, but I'm not having to wash those dishes over and over again throughout Shabbat because they're a different type of meal. They require a different type of plate or utensil. And this also points to another tip I have, which is not necessarily reducing the number of dishes that you have, but I like to have a separate set of plates for Erev Shabbat dinner. And these are my great-grandmother's china, and so they're, you know, special, and they help us to welcome the Sabbath in a fancy way, but they also serve a very functional, practical purpose, and that is we have enough dishes for the whole day. My baby just woke up from her nap, but I did want to end with one final tip, and it may not sound like a tip, but you know, we only have this question of what to do with Sabbath dishes because we live in such luxury, because we are so blessed, because we have the option to buy disposable dishes if we want to and throw those out at our convenience. We have the option sometimes to have multiple sets of plates and more plates than we have people in our family and things of that nature. We are so blessed. We have so much abundance, but I think originally what people did is they just washed stuff as they needed it. You know, when the Sabbath came around, it wasn't about, you know, doing a deep clean of your kitchen and washing all your dirty dishes, but if you needed a plate for lunch, then you just washed that plate and that was it. So that's my last tip, and this is what I do, is that if I need something, and I've tried to pre-plan ahead of time to make sure I have what I need and whatnot, but I need something anyway, I wash it and then I have it. So I hope that this video was helpful for you and gave you a lot of different ideas of handling Sabbath dishes so that you have enough plates while at the same time you're reducing the number of dishes that you're using and you're making your cleanup for after Sabbath as easy and simple as possible. Please let me know in the comments what your different tips are for handling dishes on Shabbat. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I'm so thankful that you were here. I hope that this video was helpful for you. Please give it a thumbs up if it was, and I look forward to talking with you in the comments. I pray that God will bless you and keep you. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.